Marjorie Taylor Greene is in the news today for the right reasons. The right reasons. Marjorie Taylor Greene has got her sanity back and has made me feel insane. It has made me feel insane. Marjorie Taylor Greene's sanity has made me feel insane because she's making sense. That is how bad things have gotten. That Marjorie Taylor Greene, Jewish space laser lady, is making sense. Now, this is a pretty wide-ranging interview. I'm going to bring you into all of it. She brings up Epstein. She goes about against the Republicans. It has speculation now that she is going to vote to impeach Trump, and she may be running for president. But before we get to that, if you could please hit like on this video, it helps more people see it. If you're not subscribed, we're almost at 1 million subscribers. Your hitting subscribe is free and can help us get it there faster. So let's get to this. Now, I want to get to this first clip where she talks about she doesn't want to be a cheerleader for the Republican Party. And then I have some thoughts about my own experience on the expectations of mindlessly cheering for an establishment party. But first, let's hear what she had to say.
What happened to Marjorie Taylor Greene?
It's the funniest thing to me.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is?
Yeah.
I'm literally, nothing happened to me.
Right. Right.
I'm saying the same thoughts and feelings that I've always had.
Yeah.
But I'm not willing to wear the Republican jersey.
Right.
And I'm not willing to be a cheerleader. I'm not a cheerleader.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a cheerleader. Here's the thing is, so for example, okay, let's take health insurance for example. I'm a conservative and I can say we're $37 trillion in debt. We cannot afford a socialized healthcare plan in America. We literally cannot. But at the same time, I can say we sent almost $300 billion to Ukraine. We sent $30 billion to Israel in 2024 alone. I can say we definitely should extend these ACA tax credits, and we need to build an off-ramp.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't believe I agree with her. But yeah, if we can spend all that money overseas, which by the way, we have the money for, we are the richest nation in the country. We can definitely find some money to make sure that Americans can have their health care, or that so healthcare can at least be cheaper, because Obamacare is kind of just a stopgap from a true public option. Now, I also want to talk about this idea about not wanting to wear the jersey of the party and not wanting to be a mindless cheerleader, because there's something I think a lot about, and actually I've gotten some resistance now in the party, because I'm just going to be completely blunt with y'all. I'm not 100% satisfied with what's happening in our party. I'm not. In order to get the interview, you have to act like everything is going fine. Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, those sorts of officials in the Democratic side do not want to come on a channel like mine and have a real conversation about their leadership, what they're doing wrong, in my opinion, and what the criticisms are. So they're not going to come on here. But I just want to let you know that I'm not going to be a mindless cheerleader who's just like, Republicans are bad and Democrats are great. Because sometimes they both fucking suck, to be completely honest. And I am so despondent with the way the party has been feckless in the face of fascism. I'm just going to let you have a peek behind the curtain. If those folks are on a channel and they're giving an interview, it's because they have a certain set of topics that they've pre-approved that they're going to talk about. And I don't want to be in a choreographed conversation. I want to have real conversations. And so people that come on this channel are people who have agreed to talk about anything, to go where the conversation may lead us, and who are willing to answer questions that are not pre-approved. I don't agree with her on a lot, but I agree with her on that. And I hope you'll be accepting with me of that, because I only want to bring you the truth. I don't want to bring you propaganda. I don't want to be a propagandist. I want to be someone who pushes back when I feel like there needs to be pushback, and also someone who can bring you good news when there's good news. But if everything is great, then nothing is bad. I think one of the most loving things you can do sometimes is let someone know where they're failing, because then they have the opportunity to do better. But if we don't give people that opportunity, then they never get better. And I personally believe we could benefit from a Democratic Party that's better. And so I think part of that for me is only having conversations with people when I feel like, or when I know they're willing to talk about anything. And so that's kind of where I stand right now. So there's probably not going to be a lot of politicians on this channel because not a lot of politicians will agree to that set of terms. But my hope is eventually we get to a place where we have people in the party who are willing to just have a conversation about anything and aren't controlling about what can and can't be asked. And if they're going to try to control me, then they're not coming on. Okay? Maybe that works for other channels. Not going to work here. Okay, sorry. That was a bit of a tangent. I apologize. But Marjorie Taylor Greene also brought up the Epstein files. Fascinating.
Everyone that voted for Trump Vance, everyone was like, release the Epstein files.
Right.
This is not even an argument. It's not even debatable. It's not being a traitor to the president to sign my name on a Thomas Massey discharge petition to release the Epstein files. No. I am staying true to what we've always said. There needs to be transparency.
It is truly fascinating that this is where we are. And she's right. I mean, the people who, my mom is very much so, I don't know if she would call herself MAGA, but she certainly believes a lot of the same stuff. And she was beside herself. The fact that Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel have tried and successfully prevented the release of these files. And so this is very smart of her politically. I've said it a million times. I think this is her trying to say that there's going to be life after Trump. And she wants to make sure the base understands that she's with them. She's not against them. Because there's going to be a moment where there's no more Trump. My hope is it's after November 2028, we can look towards a country where there's no more Trump in it. Regardless, she knows that eventually that's going to happen. And she's trying to set herself up to make sure that she is politically powerful when it does. And she's also saying here that she also was asked if Mike Johnson feels threatened by the Epstein files being released.
At the same time, yeah.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm really, really, really angry that my district can't get the appropriations because Mike Johnson wants to pass a CR every other month, it seems like. We can't bring tax dollars back to my district. I can't get my party
Who's he being threatened by? I mean, if he's not bringing the House back or releasing the Epstein files, Mike Johnson to me seems like someone who's being threatened. This is a completely conjecture. I have no proof of this, but he has the vibe of someone that seems to be, I don't know, he seems to be incredibly pensive and overly cautious. Or does this seem normal to you? That does he seem? I don't know. I mean, you know him. I don't know him. He seems scared.
I think so. It's Mike Johnson's a nice guy.
I'm sure.
Anybody that meets him, you're going to say, what a great guy.
Sure.
Do I think he's really up to the task? No. And I proved that when I tried to get him out of the speakership.
He's being intimidated somehow. I don't
know. I don't have an answer on that. I really don't.
Okay.
I genuinely don't have an answer on
Kash
that.
Patel?
But I can't agree with our strategy.
Crazy. This is crazy. And I do think, we know that Mike Johnson's being threatened, and it is the reason why the House is not being called back, because the second it's called back, there's going to be a vote on releasing these files, and it starts an avalanche. Now, very smart people on the internet are starting to put the pieces together, and they are saying that this means one thing. Marjorie Taylor Greene, this is this person's 2 cents, so she has more money than most House seat incumbents, enough money to be doing active polling. And she sees the train coming on her side of the tracks. She's not going to become a Democrat, but she might be a GOP member willing to impeach Trump. You let me know if you think this is all heading towards Marjorie Taylor Greene ridding us all of Trump and voting for an impeachment. I'm not sure that the base would like that, but maybe. Now, George Conway says, if a pharmaceutical company could mass produce whatever compassion pills Marjorie Taylor Greene seems to have been taking lately, we could save the world. Someone else said, who else feels like Marjorie Taylor Greene is faking it so she can run for higher office? This is the person on the right. She's not faking it. This is not fake. This is very real. and it's happening. I don't know if it's going to necessarily lead towards impeachment, an impeachment vote for Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I feel like in some ways, actually, voting for the release of the Epstein files is just as bad for Trump as an impeachment vote, only she doesn't get any negative backlash for it. So she's being very smart around this. We're going to keep following it. If you want to keep following it, please do hit like on this video, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.